So what are you drinking? And of course, I'm mentioning only about the water. Now, in this short video, I'm going to compare a couple of, sources of water from which we usually drink water. All right. Now, as you can see here, this is what is there in my house. The tap from which I connect to an RO system, and from there I connect it to my Kangen water machine. All right. Now, one of the reasons we use the RO, as you probably know, is to reduce the total dissolved solids, or the TDS, right? So in my house, we typically get it at what is shown here, 1473, right? 1473, which is pretty high actually, but then I've seen places where it's more than 3000 as well, so I guess it's better than that. But this is far too high for me to send it into the Kangen water machine. It needs to be less than 150, less than 150 TDS. So when it goes through the RO machine, in this case, it has dropped to 101. I prefer it to be a little higher, but it's not bad. It's okay as far as this is concerned. It's probably a few days or a couple of weeks after the guys came into service where I usually get it set up for 150 TDS, but then it keeps dropping a little bit. So here it shows 101, right? The Kangen machine's role is not to adjust the TDS. We do not do anything to do with the TDS. Usually, I find the TDS output from here almost the same as this. But in today's test, I found that it was slightly higher, 167, as you can see, which is pretty much in the optimum range. It's fantastic. All right. Now, moving on about the ORP, I'm sure you've watched other videos or in-person demos and understood what is ORP. Just as a quick recap, ORP stands for oxidation reduction potential, and anything that has positive ORP, right, means it is dead, it is oxidized, it is rusted, it is aged, right, it is rotten, whatever you can call it. And when the same product, anything that has a negative ORP, it means it has the potential to reduce the oxidation within you, right? That's why green tea, orange juice, vitamin C, cod liver oil, and so on is good. And we always see that the Kangen water tops the list in this, usually with something like minus 400 MV. All right. Now, this is, good for health, and this is bad for us. As simple as that. And there are other detailed videos by me and by other Kangen distributors, which you can see to get more information on this. But let's see what exactly was the readings I got in my house using the same sources that I showed you earlier. All right. Now, here it goes. The tap water had an ORP of 216, as you can see here. All right. The important thing to observe is it is plus 216, right? When the minus is missing, it means it's positive 216. All right. Now, in this case, I got it as 276. Sometimes it's lesser, sometimes it's more. It depends on the source water. Everything that you see, you can take it with, like for different places, for different homes, for different days, depending on the source water and depending on the equipment that you use over there. These things could slightly definitely vary now and then. All right. Now, in this case, it is again positive 276. What did we see in the earlier slide? Anything that is positive is already oxidized. All right. It is literally dead. It is no good for you. It's going to go inside your body and do more bad than good, more harm than good. And let's see what the Kangen water output was in terms of the ORP. Like I mentioned earlier, typically it's around minus 400 ORP, right? So let's see what is it here. It is minus 709, right, in my house. That's how beautiful it is. And mind you, this is the SD501, which has the 7 plates, and I'm told that when people drink it from K8, which has actually 8 plates, right, sometimes you can get even much better than this in terms of the negative ORP, right? And what does by negative ORP stand for? I mean, what does it mean? It's actually full of antioxidants, hydrogen rich. All right, absolutely fantastic in terms of its ability to reverse and reduce the impact of free radicals and so on. All right. So this is it. It's not just minus 400. It is minus 709, right? And it's not just one day. I've tested it several times. Quite often I get this kind of reading. So that's really fantastic. All right. Let's move on. And this is just one thing that you need to understand about this particular machine and its properties for you to grab it at, no matter what cost, because I highly recommend that you do a little bit of research on what is free radicals, how are they caused, what do free radicals cause, and what is the impact of antioxidants when it comes into contact with the free radicals. How does it help your body, right? How does antioxidants kind of combat the free radicals? All right, this is all you need to understand, where you'll start loving this machine and never ever drink any other water. Let's move on. So in terms of alkalinity versus acidity, this is something most of us are familiar with, starting from our school days. And again, going back to the sources of water in my house, here is what I found. Okay, this is a color of the water that it turned after I treated it with alkaline test solution, so to say. And this is what the acidic or alkalinity chart is. Now if you see here, tap water, the first one, is pretty much neutral, all right, which is always the case all over the world because it's government regulated, and they add chemicals in the tap water to bring it to a near neutral level. All right, the actual purpose of that is that if it becomes very acidic, if the tap water is very acidic, it's going to destroy, it's going to rust the municipal pipes, which is obviously not very good a thing for them. But the thing to remember is, with so much of chemicals mixed inside, when this can go inside your body, it's going to destroy your insides, which is more important. Okay, now when it came out from the RO machine, as you can see here, it has turned acidic. Is acidic good for you or bad? Obviously bad, right? And you can see that when the water passed from the the RO machine into the Kangen machine and came out, it became a beautiful alkalized water. Why do I emphasize on the word alkalized? Even though it's alkaline, there is no chemical in it at all. All right, it has undergone the electrolysis process by which it has gone through the alkalizing process, and this is alkalized water, absolutely good and safe for you to drink without any worries of will it have any negative impact if I take a higher alkaline water. That's the kind of thing we're talking about. So this, as we know, again, acid is bad for you and alkalinity is good for you. All right, so get your Kangen water machine today, my friend. Invest in your family's health. With that, this is Joseph Punnu signing off. You're most welcome to get in touch with me, and I'll help you to get your Kangen water machine today. And I would like to shake hands with you to a very, very healthy life ahead for you and your family. You take care, my friend. You rock.